Welcome to UltiWorld's live coverage of the 2018 USAU US Open. With Keith Rayner, I'm Daniel Prentice to bring you this matchup between Buzz Bullets of Japan and Pride of New York, of course, of New York. This international matchup to get us started in this tournament. Keith, what do you expect to see in this game to get us started this weekend?
Well, it's tough to have a ton of expectations as these teams are teams that we're not familiar with in their current iterations. The Buzz Bullets are coming off a one-year hiatus. This will be their first real competition since returning from that hiatus after being suspended by the Japanese Flying Disc Federation, or Association, excuse me. And PoNY now adding Jimmy Mickle to the roster and getting back Chris Kocher as well as some other new additions, and still missing some of the pieces. So we're not really quite getting a full look at PoNY yet, but for both of these teams, a lot of this game is a chance for us and themselves to get a feel for where they're at.
And we're not long from getting those first glimpses of these two teams, as both teams are now on the line, and the initial pull is flying through the air to get us started. And we'll get a very quick look at this Jimmy Mickle-led PoNY offense, and Mickle gets us started catching the centering pass. Harper Garby with it now before resetting to Mickle.
Hard to understate the value of adding Mickle, arguably the best men's player in the world.
PoNY working it up the far sideline patiently. It's Garby with it once again. Kevin Norton, forehand up the line to Sam Little. Sean Keegan with a quick dish, but the offensive flow will be halted by a call downfield.
You see Mickle putting up the hands for the pick signal. Having just played at the World Ultimate Club Championships, he's pretty familiar with playing with the language barrier.
And it's Mickle with the disc at the moment before coming back to Keegan. Mickle already very heavily involved in this offense, as you'd expect of a player of his caliber. But this is his first game with his new teammates. And it's Keegan who slides to make the grab right on the goal line. PoNY looking to punch in this hole to start. It's Kocher with the disc now. Kocher to the end zone. PoNY holds on for the opening goal. They make it 1-0.
Smooth execution for the most part from PoNY. A little bit of hiccups. We have seen some wind today going from left to right on your screen, so it has come in some serious gusts. There were points during the day. We actually got off to a little late start here as early play was delayed by some oncoming thunderstorms, and that has left some residual wind here, but not going to stop PoNY from going into the end zone.
And as a result, we'll get our first look at the Buzz Bullets offense. Their defense lasted a while on the field but couldn't get a turnover to get a break chance. So now we'll get to take a peek at this PoNY D-line.
PoNY with an extensive number of first-year players in addition to guys like Mickle. So they're still feeling a lot of things out, and it's potentially why we've seen them struggle out of the gates. Just 2-4 coming into this tournament with a fairly unimpressive performance at the Pro Elite Challenge. Only wins over Medicine Men and Gorilla, the two non-nationals teams that they competed against. So work to do for a PoNY team that generate a lot of hype with the new additions to their roster.
Getting a win here would certainly go a long way to remedying that and getting back on the right track. Shinya Kikuchi completing that pass for Buzz, and they're going to go to try downfield, but easily blocked away by Matt Lamar. So PoNY grabs the first break opportunity of this game on that missed huck. They do have a long way to go. The block occurred right around midfield, but the wind pushed it deep into PoNY's red zone, so they'll have a long way to go to get that break. And Lamar, the one who got that block, has the disc now in the middle of the field. And it's Alexander Latamatis going deep, looking for that break, and it's a perfect throw. That hits Conrad Schloer for the goal. PoNY gets an early break. They lead Buzz Bullets 2-0.
Latamatis making an impact to start his PoNY career. Came back from Colony with Australia, who Mikkel and Kocher led to the finals at the World Ultimate Club Championships. Latamatis now playing with PoNY, kind of returning the favor and making an impact right away with that big throw to the end zone to follow up on the Lamar block. So Buzz Bullets, their return not off to a great start as they're broken in their first O point.
And broken really pretty quickly, despite the fact that PoNY had to go the whole field, getting that break and just a few throws after getting the early block. So a dream started for PoNY. Bit of a nightmare start for Buzz Bullets, but long way to go in this game. Certainly many more twists and turns to be expected.
Absolutely, and for these teams, you know, they would love to make the semifinals, and with this pool play format where there's just two pools, there's not a lot of room for error. It's a pretty unforgiving tournament. You know, 2 pools of 6 between the two teams, and got to finish top 2 to make semifinals. So potentially a single loss could even eliminate you, with some 3-way ties, but 2 losses could make it very tough for you to even have a shot at the bracket. And both of these teams still have matchups against Revolver ahead of them.
Buzz Bullets looking much cleaner in the early offensive set, and a nice sliding grab in the end zone to save. Discussion now about whether that was down. Very nearly a case of the curse of the commentator, as Bullets worked it flawlessly up into the red zone, but then a risky pass. And they will say that it is a goal. So Buzz Bullets get the quick, clean hold to get back on track and make it 2-1.
Buzz Bullets with a response. Daiki Furicado digging that one out. Take another look here as they rush through the zone. That throw is very low, a worm burner, so to speak. You could see why it engendered some discussion.
And it didn't appear as though any PoNY player was calling down, simply asking if there should have been a down call, and both sides agreed that there should not have been. And the replay showed that it did appear to be a clean catch. So a perfect answer to getting broken, a very quick and effortless looking hold, apart from the low throw there at the very end for Buzz Bullets. And they'll send the D-line out there once again. That withstood the PoNY attack very well initially, but did giving up the hold.
Well, with the wind coming in and out, I doubt we're going to see a lot of perfect offensive points. Can expect to see some low throws, some near turnovers on probably every point. But being able to navigate those challenges, being able to score on your second possession, being able to get the disc back, those could be key factors in which team's going to emerge victorious.
And the Buzz Bullets pull will sail out of bounds. So PoNY will get good field position to start. And it's Sean Keegan who will take the duties to get this one started. Keegan goes for the quick reset.
You can see a junk defense from Buzz Bullets. I don't think anybody who's been familiar with them or the Japanese style of play is surprised.
All the work in the PoNY backfield so far. Staying right around midfield, though. Keegan's able to find Garvey, and Garvey gets it right back, trying to split through that defensive pressure up front. It's Mickle to Kocher. Right back to Mickle.
I mean, you could see there's a lot of focus on stopping these really short cuts in front of the throwers, the penetrating throws that a lot of zones make. Two back really to help deep, but most of the rest of the resources of this Buzz Bullets defense dedicated to stopping throws at about a 10-yard range.
Kocher's able to slide one into Mickle, who pump fakes the hammer, but finds a better target downfield. PoNY now in the red zone, and it's Keegan. Little give-go with Kocher. Buzz Bullets staying in this defense, making it very tough for PoNY to get much downfield.
Not challenging the resets, though, and so PoNY's looked comfortable taking the short horizontal throws. I really like that their handlers aren't stagnant. You can see Keegan, Garvey moving when they don't have the disc, moving after they throw it, rather than staying in a 1-2-3 kind of order from left to right. That motion's going to create opportunities. It also opens you up to potential mistakes, but when you make the defense move is when you create holes in a zone.
Mickle does go for the hammer this time, and he finds a wide open target in the red zone for the goal. So PoNY shows great patience, and Mickle finds Jack Marsh. They hold 3-1.
Mickle looking very comfortable, dropping the hammer over the top, even in the wind. Nice, reliable target in Marsh, one of the veterans and one of the few consistent presences, it feels like, on this PoNY roster that we've seen go through so much turnover. And again, Mickle just confidently throws that one, and it also helps to have 20 yards of separation to work with. You don't exactly have to pinpoint it. But not exactly the indoor conditions that we saw Mickle in most recently when we were at Cincinnati for the World Ultimate Club Championships. Of course, those semis and finals concluding inside the wall-to-wall sports soccer complex. A wild ride to get there. If you haven't checked out on Ulti World, there is an article explaining how we got from the field complex in Lebanon to the wall-to-wall sports complex in just a couple hours, and somehow managed to put together a reasonable showing. Plan Q, as they call it now.
That article was written by our Tim Schock. Did a nice job of recapping the craziness of that day, in case you wanted to relive it or weren't there the first time. But Mickle helped take his Colony team to a silver medal finish and gave Revolver just about everything they could handle in that gold medal game.
And he looks like he's in great form right now, and not only from a skill level, but he looks like he is focused and been really working hard on being physically fit. So we also see now PoNY trying out a junk defense of their own. Some zone looking to create a little chaos.
That was a nice one-handed grab by Masashi Kurono to save possession. And Buzz Bullets just a few throws later over on the far sideline, knocking on the door. And they go to the end zone for the goal. Buzz Bullets make it look easy on that point once again. They hold, make it 3-2.
Yeah, the zone not creating much resistance. The Buzz Bullets starting to find a groove. Kept the disc moving until they were all the way in the red zone and then just picked their spots. Getting high in the stall count, but then just the easy flip. Kurono gets the goal. Arakawa with the assist.
And that grab quite a bit easier than the one we saw from him on the near sideline a handful of throws earlier. And I'm sure he'll be happy to make catches like that all game long. Easy clap catch in the end zone for the hold.
Well, when we talked to PoNY defensive coach Brian Jones, he mentioned that he felt like they had a good strategy to try and slow down the Japanese side. Utilize some traps and some zone defense. See if they could put them in a difficult spot to throw. And so far it hasn't been particularly effective against such a seasoned and skilled Buzz Bullets team. As we see the Buzz Bullets defense. You can also see the seed of the respective teams. Buzz Bullets with a healthy seed at 3 shows the respect that even after a year off with nobody really having seen them, that they have earned with the level of consistent play that they've delivered as a program.
PoNY quickly across midfield. And Mickle hits Norton. And Norton's reset a little dicey, but Isaac Saul makes the play to keep possession for PoNY. That throw downfield to Kocher is completed, but we do have a call. And that call will bring it back.
Looks like maybe a foot got stepped on there, or a little leg kick. So vertical stack set from PoNY as they've crossed midfield, maybe 8 yards short of the brick mark.
Keegan hits Norton underneath. And Norton is able to hit Marsh. Swing to Keegan, and Keegan continues to the end zone, and that is good for a PoNY goal. They hold clean once again, and they're up 4-2.
That was a wonderful point from PoNY. Very well executed. Nice job there by Norton. Got to be the big man on the line, and somebody we always highlight when we see teams play against Buzz Bullets is that big man. They don't have a ton of size. Norton able to grind out unders on that point and then help generate the opportunity to get to the break side. Keegan all the way across the field for William Dean.
So, apart from that first PoNY D point, it's been the offensive show in this game so far. Both teams looking pretty comfortable for most of their holds.
Just a single turnover through these first 7 points, 6 points. So
that would be 6, Keith. 4 plus 2 is indeed 6.
Math major Daniel Prentice over here.
Someone of the two of us has to be on top of it. It is a game of numbers after all.
So I thought it's the Jimmys and Joes, not the X's and O's. So the pull up from PoNY, and we'll see if they try to again use the zone defense to confuse the Buzz Bullets. Does not appear to be the case.
PoNY is, though, able to get Buzz Bullets out of their quick throw offense that they like to play. There's Matsuno with it, and he is going downfield, and a block comes up just empty. And Buzz Bullets, there's the block. Near block on the near sideline, but Ben Spielman gets the block in the end zone. And so right when Buzz Bullets appeared to get that hold, PoNY is able to get the first real big defensive play in this game.
Took 2 shots at it, but that throw hung up long enough to give multiple defenders a chance to break it up.
So PoNY will have to go a long way to get the break there in their own end zone.
There seems to be a front open side poach here from Buzz Bullets, who's mostly matched up, however. But that extra traffic is really slowing down PoNY's ability to advance out of their own end zone.
But they've still done very well to keep all of the resets and short throws clean.
Now that they're out of their own end zone, however, they will take the opportunity to take a timeout, get organized, and potentially grab another break. Already have taken one, 100% on their break opportunities. If they can continue that trend here.
And in spite of all the throws we've seen from PoNY, Buzz Bullets clearly trying to make them throw it a lot. Not a turnover yet from the PoNY offense or defense.
No, Sean Keegan, Harper Garvey, Jimmy Mickle done a great job maintaining possession of the disc, getting it across the field. Have not put themselves in a situation where they've had to throw a lot of difficult reset passes yet. Meanwhile, I would say that Buzz Bullets has taken some difficult throws, and those have generally resulted in turnovers. We haven't said Matsuno's name a lot. Obviously, he's the big name on this Buzz Bullets roster. Matsuno widely considered one of the best players to ever play the game, probably. An incredible playmaker, but obviously he's probably in the back end of his career. A guy who's explosive and has been effective for so long. Maybe not quite the player that he once was, but as we see him on screen now, line up in the back of this defense, I'm sure we're all hoping and expecting to see him make the kind of big plays that he's become known for.
In fact, it was his throw that resulted in this PoNY break chance, the block by Spielman in the end zone. And PoNY looking to attack deep right away out of this timeout, but it's blocked downfield by Matsuno in a big layout attempt to save it. Comes up just short. The near sideline celebrated as if it had been grabbed, but it's a turnover from PoNY. So Buzz Bullets get their second chance to hold.
Not the ideal look out of a timeout.
It's Corona with it on the near sideline, and he'll go for a forehand downfield. And that's perfectly measured. He's able to find Tayo Arakawa in the end zone. And Buzz Bullets survive the break chance, and they get the hold to make it 4-3.
Excellent throw there from Corono. Even with the wind behind him, able to loft it over the defender and drop it into the pocket of his receiver. Pays him back. Arakawa threw the last one to Corono, so thought he'd return the favor. And despite the mistake, Buzz Bullets able to come away with a hold. Some talk with the observer perhaps about when to enter the field of play after a score, waiting for the signal. Buzz Bullets likely not used to playing with observers.
Keith, you mentioned that throw, the huck downfield that was blocked and got Buzz Bullets the disc back. Not exactly what you were looking for out of a timeout usually. How does that kind of thing happen? How does out of a break where in theory you're drawing up a play just a couple throws later turn into a less than ideal look?
Sometimes it's execution, and that can come from maybe you're rushing the timeout, aren't able to emphasize your points, don't have everybody on the same page. Sometimes it's just that you drew up the play and the defense had the right call for you. In the same way that in American football, sometimes the play call that you make might be a good play, you might run it well, but the defense just had the right answer for it. Sometimes that happens coming out of a timeout. The hard part about drawing up plays in Ultimate is that you always need to have an alternative. You can't have one option. You always have to have a second place to go with the disc. And there, PoNY probably couldn't find the look they were looking for, so just made sure they didn't have a short field turnover, got the disc away. That could have been the play call. Just say, hey, let's make sure we don't turn it over in our own end zone.
Kocher going the other way to the other end zone, and he connects for the goal. PoNY with the quick hold. 5-3.
Much has been made of Jimmy Mickle and perhaps lost in the shuffle in some ways, Chris Kocher. But you can see the skill level here. Just lofts that one out for Laurent Loiseau, and Loiseau able to go get it with two hands. Kocher, a tremendous player, well-rounded. A huge part of that Colony run as well. And has been a mainstay, really, during PoNY's ascent towards the elite tier of the division. Still haven't quite gotten there yet, I think it's fair to say. But this is a year where they've got to feel like with the talent level on the roster that they could finally break in.
You mentioned that Kocher often gets overlooked, and that feels silly to say about a player who was on the most recent World Games team, where he was teammates with Mickle.
And I think there were probably people who were surprised by that. I don't think he was a big name, and maybe still isn't, even though he's certainly deserving of the recognition and accolades. It's been incredibly productive, and I think has shown that he belongs in those conversations as one of the top players in the division.
There's Matsuno with the disc for Buzz Bullets. And he quickly gets it right back after the gainer downfield.
Matchup defense from PoNY. Zone shredded a couple times, and now they're trying to show they can guard one-on-one.
Low release from Daiki for Akato is able to find its target. So Buzz Bullets now knocking on the door. Another layup block attempt comes up short. And Buzz Bullets get the hold. Clean offense from the Japanese side. They make it 5-4.
Yohei Kuchikawa with the great throw on the inside break. Contested there by the layout block, but Matsuno comfortably collects it. Little backwards roll just to make sure, add a little style, a little flair.
Something we always appreciate as commentators, I think, Keith, and I'm sure the viewers back at home do as well. We all like Ultimate because the potential for exciting plays. And we've seen a few of those already in this point of this game.
And I imagine with the lineup that we have on the live stream that we're going to have plenty of highlight plays. I'm looking forward to the highlight reels from this tournament. We've got multiple days of competition. We'll go into the YCC event on Monday exclusively, but they'll start play and pool play tomorrow. The U.S. Open now technically rebranded. The U.S. Open encompasses two tournaments, the ICC International Club Championships, which you are watching a game from now, as well as the Youth Club Championships, or YCC. I think most people will probably keep calling the ICC U.S. Open. It's what we're all used to. But that is technically the nomenclature now. And so YCC getting underway tomorrow with pool play.
Harper Garvey getting this offensive possession started for PoNY. That throw finds Kocher on the near sideline. Quick continue up the line to Lasso. Garvey with it once again. Back to Kocher. And Kocher finds Mikkel in the end zone. Easiest O point I think we've seen of this game for PoNY, and they'll take that all day. They make it 6-4.
And they're just a defensive miscommunication, I think, on that final cut. Kocher with the disc and Mikkel just kind of sneak into the open side. I think his defender thought he had help on the open side, a poach, and not really there. And you can see uncontested cut there for Mikkel.
In Ultimate, you generally don't want to leave any player uncovered. But of players to leave uncovered, Jimmy Mikkel is certainly not at the top of that list. He's, as we've mentioned many times, one of the very best players in the game. Maybe the top men's player in the world right now. And he didn't have to really use any of those tools to great effect to get that score.
We see Mikkel and Kocher, key members of that O-line. But Harper Garvey and Sean Keegan have done a really nice job keeping the disc alive, getting it over to these big-time playmakers. You got a guy like Mikkel, you can really just maintain possession until you get an opportunity with it. You see the PoNY defense calculating, directing traffic is Matt Hennessy. Gotten a couple turns out of this Buzz Bullets offense, but many of them seem like Buzz taking ambitious choices.
And Clark Kofer's pull into the wind. A little short, so Buzz Bullets start with good field position.
So back into the zone defense. This time it looks more like a 2-3-2, and the high throw contested.
But Buzz Bullets able to maintain possession despite that scuba into traffic. And it's Kichikawa with it now. A nice gainer to Matsuno. And Matsuno looking to score right away.
Lofty throw from Matsuno, perhaps a bit rushed, and it trails out of the back of the end zone. So continued inefficiency from the Buzz Bullets O-line.
And that was a downwind throw. Matsuno not perhaps properly accounting for the wind on that toss. So PoNY, the only team to have any break chances so far in this game, and this will be their third one. 1 for 2 on them so far. And once again, they'll have the full field to go for it.
Evan Paget looking for a reset against this just swarming Buzz Bullet zone. And now discussion about whether or not there's a stoppage.
Some confusion about some call, but it looks like the disc will stay on the far sideline with PoNY where it is. The disc is checked back in. Paget coming downfield looking for Kofor, and Kofor has to slam on the brakes to come back for it, but does make the grab.
Plenty of separation, making that a shot Paget was willing to take despite having to throw up wind. Sometimes you have to take those shots to gain the yards just to get closer to the end zone, but the reset mistake gives the disc back in a short field to Buzz Bullets.
That was Matt Hennessy overthrowing Lamar, and Buzz Bullets going back to the end zone right away, but again with the turnover. So PoNY gets their second break chance of this point. PoNY D-line will try to clean up the offense and better make use of this break opportunity than their last.
So trapped on this corner, and you could see PoNY applying pressure to underthrows, trying to force PoNY to take something really difficult here. You can see just a poach sitting under in the middle of the open side throwing lane, just clogging up the primary space that PoNY's offense probably wants to use. Now looking to use the width of the field to open up some space.
But Buzz Bullets really taking everything away downfield. Crafty, bladey throw gains a few yards there from Hennessy. And it's Kofor that gets the swing to Spielman. So PoNY cross midfield, looking for this break. Spielman gets it on the near sideline, and he's looking for Kofor in the end zone, and they connect. So PoNY does get that second break to open up a 7-4 advantage.
Yeah, we just said that you could try and huck your way, but the other way is just work it. And there, PoNY with a great possession, marching up the field with forward momentum. Spielman finishes it with the throw to Kofor, but I mean, I feel like everybody touched the disc and made a play there. Maybe Haskell didn't get a touch on it, but team effort and advance up the field and add a second break. So PoNY with the early edge, and almost all of the struggles on this game have come in Buzz Bullets offensive points, so they're going to look for some answers here.
And really just 2 missed throws from Buzz Bullets. Maybe getting a little too eager to try to score. And PoNY is able to make them pay for the second turnover, and Buzz Bullets will take a timeout to see if they can figure out the offensive miscues. They're generally an offense that plays with such high execution levels, but of course, as we mentioned, they've been on a bit of a hiatus, so maybe suffering through some rust. The offense hasn't looked quite as clean or proficient as we would have expected or hoped for in this game.
It was a surprising turn of events for this Buzz Bullets team to be suspended from play. There's not much that's known about it. It's been kept pretty close to the vest within the Japanese organizations, but Buzz Bullets back now and still trying to find some rhythm. Particularly the deep game, I think, has not worked well for them. Most of those have been shots with the wind and have not been able to quite get the right weight on them, sometimes hanging them more, I think, than they intend to. Of course, the Buzz Bullets, I guess they represent Bunker Shutter, who's Japanese company they are all employees of. It's kind of like a company team. You wouldn't want to see them in your corporate league, I'd say that.
Certainly not. And it looks like PoNY will be bringing over some O-line players for this D-point, looking to break for half. You see Mickle is out there, as is Chris Kocher. So the task should only get tougher for Buzz Bullets on this O-point out of their timeout.
No surprise with a lot of the big guns out there. PoNY's just going to match up.
Buzz Bullets not having to suffer through too much pressure to this point.
However, they do have to work upwind after that upwind score. So a chance to try and flip the break, and here's the deep throw.
And that's blocked in the end zone. Nice defensive play by Schloer to get that block. And so PoNY will get the opportunity to get the break to take half.
And the throw just, again, hanging just a little bit, especially when you got a smaller target. Kind of got to put it out in front of him, give him a chance to hold position, but a nice job by the defender. Schloer able to go over the top before the offender really had a shot at the disc.
Schloer did such a nice job to high point that disc. And as a result, PoNY gets this break chance. Mickle looking to go downfield, unleashing a huge forehand to the end zone, and that's caught for the goal. PoNY does get the break. They take half. They're all over Buzz Bullets at the moment. They lead 8-4.
Mike Drost, no problem running down that hanger from Mickle, who just rockets it. And then somehow, despite the power necessary to throw at that range, it sits down on the wind and easy reception. I mean, he's almost halfway into his own end zone, and with the wind at his back, Mickle throws it about halfway into the opposite end zone. An impressive showing of strength from Jimmy Mickle, and you can see what he adds to PoNY. They've got an 8-4 lead over the Buzz Bullets to start the U.S. Open. So the two teams are getting ready to take half. We're going to take a brief break, and we'll be back with you in just about 10 minutes for the second half of this one. Thanks for joining us.
Welcome back for the second half of this game between Buzz Bullets and PoNY of this opening round of the U.S. Open. PoNY with a 3-break advantage at halftime, up 8-4 on PoNY. PoNY has been more efficient on defense, got some blocks late in the half, got those 2 breaks to really open up the game. But Keith, Buzz Bullets surprisingly inefficient on offense in that first half. What were you seeing on the field that has dug them this hole?
Well, they've struggled with the deep game. They have 3 turnovers on Hucks. Effective job on defense by PoNY being in the right places to really apply pressure. You know, we saw a great block at the end of the half from PoNY, but they've won the battle in the deep space. They're finding more success hucking, but they haven't been relying on that for offense, but it's certainly been a big part of the defense here. You got to imagine that the windy conditions are having an effect on this game, but you would expect that the reputed skill of Buzz Bullets might make them the favorite in the gusts, but it's not been the case against an athletic PoNY team.
Buzz Bullets will get the early opportunity to remedy those offensive issues as they start this half on offense. And they have it on the near sideline. It's Kichikawa. And there's a block. PoNY getting a block on the near sideline. So an early break chance for them. And they're going to try to get this break right away, and they do. A nice one-handed snag by Matthew Lamar. PoNY taking up right where they left off at the end of the first half. They break, take a sizable 9-4 lead.
Well, like I said, PoNY has found a lot more success in the deep game than the Buzz Bullets, and there you see it. Doesn't take long, and Latamatos with his second Huck assist of the game. The Aussie pickup for the PoNYs, get it done.
Unleashing that big forehand for Lamar there. Making his cutter stretch out a bit at the end, but still hitting his target in stride for the break.
And you know, after Colony's loss in the final, I spoke with one of their captains, Mark Lynn, and he talked about the up-and-coming young players in the Australian game, and Alex Latamatos was somebody he highlighted. He said this is a guy you're going to hear more of. They just call him Lotto mostly, but now he's playing with PoNY, has matched up with Matsuno for most of the game, and has also delivered 2 really nice strikes to the end zone on long throws.
But really a bit of a nightmare start to the half for Buzz Bullets. A team that desperately needed to clean up the offense, but instead getting broken on the first point of the second half. A nice break throw from Kamimura. And Buzz Bullets quickly moving it in the red zone from there. And that inside throw, unable to find either receivers in the area. And it's Daiki Furukawa with the turnover. Maybe trying to do a bit too much with that throw.
That throw definitely looked rushed, a little bit harried. And once the Buzz Bullets offense has gotten moving, they've been able to keep most of their advantages. But here, PoNY forces them to settle down, and Furukawa just rushes that throw. You can see not really on balance, which is one thing that a lot of the Japanese players usually do with great adeptness, is an ability to stay on balance while delivering throws at difficult angles.
So PoNY once again already working on 3 straight breaks, looking for a 4th. They're mostly just resetting it in the handler space. Finally there, a gainer down the far sideline, and now further quick disc movement from this PoNY D-line. And it's Hennessy who gets the disc in the center of the field before coming to Jack Flinnerman. Hennessy with the swing to Markian Kuzmowicz.
So still some switches coming from Buzz Bullets, but PoNY looking patient, has done a nice job getting to the break side despite strong Buzz Bullet marks. Difficult spot here on the sideline, though.
It's Evan Paget trying to find a reset look. And a nice big layup block from Corono. Gets the disc back for Buzz Bullets, and he appears to be in pain after colliding with a member of the sideline. But a big play from Corono gets the disc back for Buzz Bullets.
They need that. They're going to need to make some plays getting the disc back if their offense is not going to get more efficient.
And there's Corono with the disc before resetting to Kichikawa. Kichikawa with it once again. He's able to find Arakawa in a bit of space.
Not a lot of room for Buzz Bullets to get off a lot of the inside breaks they use to great effect. Although there we see one.
And that's something defensive coach for PoNY, Brian Jones, discussed before this game, something they would look to take away from the Buzz Bullets, and they've done a bit of that in this game.
There, a nice throw from Ryomo Katsuda to get off a break throw.
Now Buzz Bullets struggling to continue that fluid movement once they get in the red zone.
Kichikawa with a high stall count. A bit casual coming to the open side and stuffed at the point of attack by Hennessy.
And a nice play from Hennessy. But so little movement from the Buzz Bullets offense in the end zone. Not many looks available. And that created the high stall scenario that allowed that hand block. So PoNY will call timeout. And they'll try to set up another break chance. Their second of this point and third of the half.
Well, worth highlighting New York's red zone defense on this point. 2 red zone possessions for the Buzz Bullets in which they were advancing the disc at a decent clip in the preceding throws, but then PoNY able to put the brakes on the offense, apply a lot of pressure in a small space, and force Buzz Bullets into difficult throws that have turned into turnovers. So those changes in possession have kind of saved the day for PoNY on this one. However, now they'll have to try and go upwind. But on a 4-goal run, got a lot of cushion to work with.
PoNY's defensive unit really has been very impressive in this game, and as I mentioned before, Brian Jones is the leader of that unit. One of the more respected coaches in Ultimate, was the head coach of the beach team at Worlds last year. So one of the most respected minds and Ultimate coaches at the moment. And his defense has been stout in this one, and it's earned them another break opportunity.
So out of the timeout, Buzz Bullets continue to work on their ability to switch and poach. Talking to their communication and where they can switch, where they can't.
PoNY just short of midfield, but give up some of the yardage and the reset to Hennessy. Tyler Haskell coming underneath for that grab. Michael Brenner with it now on the far sideline.
Brenner gets power position, has a couple targets, but opted for the more conservative route. Didn't want to hang it up on the wind and takes a swing. And the ability of this PoNY D-line to get the disc horizontal and get off resets despite getting to the sideline has been a key factor in their success, although there we see one of those throws misexecuted.
Now it's Matt Hennessy looking for the big around throw, but unable to get the throw he wanted, and so Buzz Bullets working the other way, trying desperately to get this hold to keep themselves in this game. It's Kichikawa who gets off that high release backhand.
The middle of the field so threatening.
Those Bullets knocking on the door now and go to the end zone there for the goal. And that is Arakawa who gets open for the score. So Buzz Bullets give up a couple of break chances to PoNY, but they get the hold in the end, and they make it 9-5.
Finally able to convert in the red zone after missing on the past couple of attempts. But a couple of inside breaks. Get him to the end zone. Furikato with the offhand backhand lifted into the middle, and then Matsuno with the lefty step out backhand for the goal.
So now after that lengthy hold, Buzz Bullets will have to do something they've not been able to do all game, and that is force a turnover from this PoNY offense to try to get a break, and really they need several to get back into this one.
Yeah, and we have not seen them find much traction against PoNY's offense. You talked about the success Brian Jones has had with their defense. Ben Pueblen has been very effective right now with this offense, and maybe, adding Chris Gotcher or Jimmy Mickle will get you a long way. But there's a lot of skill and talent on this line, and we don't even know where they're going to put some of the other players who are not yet playing with them. Is someone like Bo Kittredge going to be able to slot in with this line? Ben Yacht, is he going to get time with this line? We don't know where these players are going to line up, but.
And Van Hoevelen, another well-respected coach, also has international coaching experience, coaching USA national teams. So very strong coaching staff leading this PoNY team, and they certainly look like the better coached side in this one so far.
And you can see why people are excited about PoNY's potential. They have some young talent, players in their prime, veterans, strong coaching staff. And you see it all on display here as Harper Garvey tries to rifle one to the back line.
And Kevin Norton goes up with one hand, looked very concerned about trying to toe that line. Hard to tell exactly how close he was from here, but unable to make that catch in the back of the end zone.
Yeah, difficult here to make Norton have to both size up this throw coming in sharply and the back line. I'm not even sure if he caught that if he would have been in bounds. Garvey with an aggressive throw, perhaps thinking that Buzz Bullets won't be able to work it upwind. But it didn't seem like a risk that he had to take.
To his credit, Norton did seem to be pretty open down there, just not as accurate as a throw as he wanted, and of course that's likely as an impact of the wind. But so Buzz Bullets get their first break chance of this game. We'll see what they can do with it. As Keith mentioned, they have to work the whole field. Swinging it from the near sideline to the far sideline. And a low throw is dug out to keep possession for Buzz Bullets.
Yasuhiro Murata doing a good job collecting that one before it got to the grass.
And now over top, back to the near sideline. And that's Miyazaki in the layout attempt from Norton is being called as a strip, and he'll come to the observer.
My first glance, and I feel like I had a really good angle at it, it did look like the offensive player had completed a catch, but let's take a look listen into the huddle.
We apologize for those technical difficulties there. It does appear that the players have come to an agreement through the observer's interjection that it was indeed a strip.
Takanori Furuzawa will maintain possession of the disc. And like I said, to me it looked like a strip from my angle. An excellent effort by Norton, but ultimately unsuccessful.
I'd have to agree, Keith, sitting here in the same spot. It did look like Furuzawa had possession of the disc before Norton was able to make the play. And so Buzz Bullets still with a chance to break, but Mickle is able to intercept in the end zone. Not the look Buzz Bullets were hoping for. So PoNY gets the disc back on this offensive possession. Norton has it on the far sideline, and he Goes high over the top to Marsh. Marsh resets to Kocher. Garvey with it as play stagnates, and there's a call.
Marsh with a well set up deep cut, but I think another player clearing out just kind of got in his way. I think he would have gotten separation even without the pick. So an unfortunate break for Marsh and potentially for Garvey that there's not going to be an opportunity to take that shot.
Instead, Kocher comes underneath. Resets right to Garvey, unmarked at the moment. And Marsh with a nice sliding grab to save that throw from Norton. And Marsh trapped on this near sideline, but he's able to find his target in the end zone, and it's Keegan. But Keegan has the disc hit him in the chest and is unable to make the play. Unexpected error from one of PoNY's top players throughout this game.
Not a lot of mistakes from Keegan so far, and here just not well calibrated. He couldn't quite get the hands closed in time. Even the backboard doesn't help there for Keegan.
Clearly frustrated with himself over that mistake. So Buzz Bullets with their second break opportunity of this point. But once again, they'll have to do the hard work of going the full field to get it.
And that's the type of offense they want to run, that inside break turning into a continue around. But here, Kocher just with a great read on the play and intercepts.
And Kocher just able to beat the intended target to that disc, and Marsh now going for the forehand across the field to Kocher, and Kocher elevates and makes the grab for the goal. Kocher with the impressive bookends to make it 10-5.
Yeah, Kocher just totally sizing up the play there from Kichiro Shiba. Looked into the middle of the field, and at that point, Kocher recognized the throw coming and just sits on it. See again the discussion over the strip. And now there's Kocher's interception. And then after that cut just takes off, has room, so Marsh just floats it out for him. And with position, Kocher goes up with two hands to secure that one and further extend Buzz Bullets' lead back to 5, or the PoNY's lead, excuse me, back to 5. 10-5, an impressive showing for New York.
And that was the first point we've seen any signs of weakness from their offense, those two turnovers. And one, at least, seemed pretty fluky. Sean Keegan, a player who has been so solid all game for PoNY with that simple drop. But they still get the hold.
Yeah, and you know, it's nice to know that your D-line can go out there and make a play after the turnover. Kocher and Mickle each getting interceptions to get the disc back for the O-line. So now your O-line knows not only can we go out there and execute without turnovers, but if we do turn it over, we've got players who can go get it back.
It was a little while ago, but Buzz Bullets struggled to get a hold on their last O point, themselves committing a couple of turnovers before getting the hold. So they look to clean things up and quickly get the D-line back out there because they need breaks to get back in this game. It's Furicado with the disc as we wait for play to resume.
Furicato's been one of the most involved players for this Buzz Bullets offense. They could use some more big plays from him if they offense wants to get off the field and give their defense a chance to get them back into this game.
And Furicado going to the end zone here. And it's juggled and caught in the end zone. Nice adjustment in the end zone. And Buzz Bullets get the hold. Furicado with the assist on that forehand, and Buzz Bullets make it 10-6.
Matsuno kind of creating his own highlight there, you know, just bobble the disc around and then come down with it. Furicado, a bit of a travel getting into this one, but he's done a good job throwing the disc early, sometimes to his detriment, sometimes rushing it other times looking to attack while he has the advantage, and they're able to utilize it to get Buzz Bullets a score to make it 10-6.
Wind is picking up here. It looks a little foreboding in our horizon right now. Hopefully those storms will stay away from us here in Blaine, Minnesota.
Yeah, the radar not looking good, but we managed to dodge much of the problematic weather earlier, and hopefully we can get that again. Maybe hear me knocking on wood just to make sure, but we'll do the best we can to keep you updated on any changes to the schedule, should they arise.
At the very least, it's very windy at the moment, and you can see that a bit on your screen as the Buzz Bullets jerseys are being whipped by that constant breeze.
Blaine, Minnesota has hosted many a USA Ultimate event, and the wind has been a factor at many of those, including famously the Pro Championships, then I believe the Pro Flight Finale it was called, where unplayable levels of wind. So with those traumatic memories in some of the players' minds, I'm sure we're all hoping that the gusts will not continue to increase as Garvey lifts a scuba over the zone.
And it's Isaac Saul with it. Unfortunately, Keith, the winds aren't quite to that level here, and PoNY is able to deal with him at the very least. Sam Little in the end zone for the quick PoNY hold. They make it 11-6.
Garvey muscling the forehand into the end zone with some pace on it. Good way to keep the wind from taking any advantages of you. See, just early, hard snap, keeps the disc nice and flat, easy for Little to catch.
So Buzz Bullets can be buoyed by their defensive effort on the last point. Their last point out there, I should say. Getting their first break chances of the game.
Both of these teams in Pool A, along with Double Wide, Truck Stop, and Osaka Spirits, another Japanese side, as well as some team out of the Bay Area. There may be a new squad, Revolver. So we'll see if they're any good.
Perhaps a team to keep an eye on. Upstarts to watch and follow.
The wind really picking up now as it blows through the tent here, or the booth is what you like to call it. But sometimes as the puller pulling up wind, you kind of just stall a little bit, hoping you might be able to wait out the breeze, find a little gap in the pull. But I don't think anything's coming soon.
No, a very steady wind now. As you see by that short pull, all these pulls going into the wind at the moment. So Buzz Bullets get to start right around the brick mark. And they're moving quickly. Matsuno going to the end zone. And once again, Matsuno overthrowing, trying to go to the end zone. He's just not been able to dial in those deep looks for the goals.
Yeah, particularly with the wind picking up, but probably maybe that throw lands right in 10 minutes ago in the first half. But again, we see Buzz Bullets quickly advancing through the zone and using that momentum to continue forward, but not able to complete the possession.
So PoNY with the disc now, looking for this break. But as has so often been the case, they'll have to go the full field. So many of Buzz Bullets' turnovers have come in the end zone or red zone.
PoNY marching backwards in their attempts to get over to the break side. Buzz Bullets making them play in a tiny field, but now they've opened things up, although a little toe in on the wrong line there. Running out of room.
And that's really the first time we've seen the phantom lines come into play. The original lines for this field were drawn too short. But fortunately haven't seen it cause too much confusion in this game, and PoNY going downfield. And that disc is knocked up in the air and then hauled in. It looked to be an easy block for Buzz Bullets, but instead it pops up in the air. And Matt Lamar was able to reel it in, and he'll have it on the near sideline now, just short of midfield.
No hand signals there, so play continues on around the players discussing the call. Wide open target deep. We'll see if Buzz Bullets able to keep this one from going up.
You're back. You're also back a bit, and you're a little bit wider.
Traffic being directed as they position the players. Flinterman with lots of separation, but now the Buzz Bullets can try and get in the way of that.
And a quick reset, and then looking for Flinterman right away. But that throw never had a chance. So PoNY coughs up the break chance. And Buzz Bullets looking to go deep again right away. And that one is much better measured. Nice grab in the end zone, and Buzz Bullets get the hold. Brilliant throw from Furicado to the end zone. And Buzz Bullets make it 11-7.
Furicado with no mark here, so he has plenty of ability to size this one up. But really just perfectly placed, just on the back line. Any shorter, and the defense might be able to make a play on that. But just gives it over to Kichikawa right at that back line for the goal. So Furicado with his second assist in a row to go with a goal in this game. He and Matsuno been two of the statistical leaders for the Buzz Bullets.
But it hasn't really felt like Matsuno's had a very good game, Keith. Several turnovers from him. He comes in as the big name on this squad. As you discussed earlier, in his prime, one of the very best players in the world, and he has not quite lived up to that billing in this game.
I think he's maybe 34 now, not quite in his prime anymore, and giving more responsibility to guys like Shinya Kikuchi, Daiki Furicado, Taiyo Arakawa. So maybe a shift in the power structure kind of Buzz Bullets. Not too dissimilar from what we've seen on PoNY's side.
It appears Harper Garvey has lost his face garter, now donning a blue visor. And there's a big layout block. We haven't seen much of that from Buzz Bullets, but they get a break opportunity here with that nice defensive play on the far sideline. So Buzz with the break opportunity.
Still without a break in the game.
It's Murata with it now.
It's a long tournament. Would love to build some confidence here from Buzz Bullets. Shiba.
Takahashi resets to Sugaya. Back to Takahashi.
Travel called against Takahashi as he rounded off the end of that reception.
And disc is back in play. Takahashi is fouled on the mark by Kevin Norton. Bit of a height difference between those two as you get a good look on the mark there, and disc is tapped back in play. And now Takahashi is able to get that reset off. And then it's intercepted by Little. So PoNY coming right back the other way now.
Not looking rushed, although here's just a high throw, perfectly tossed by Mickle. Wide open target and Little for the bookends. PoNY goes up 12-7.
And certainly no rush, and that throw as early as it came in the stall. And a perfectly weighted toss from Mickle to his teammate.
Well, because PoNY pushed the pace to begin that possession, you can see BuzzBullets not really organized. So Mickle unmarked, much like we saw from Furtado on the previous Buzz score. It's just so much easier to put out a strong throw when there's no mark on you. When you don't have to take into consideration that extra variable. I mean, it's as simple as think of how easy it is when you're just throwing with someone, just tossing, versus when someone's got a mark on you, stall counting, hands waving around. It drops the completion percentage of most throwers dramatically. So you can see how easy some of these throwers are really just layups when they're unmarked. And because PoNY pushed the pace after that interception, they were able to force BuzzBullets into disorganization that gave them that free throw.
We should correct ourselves. It was not bookends for Sam Little. It was actually Norton who got that interception. But he reset it so quickly to Little that to our eyes it looked like he had been the one to get the disc back for his teammates, but the replay showed otherwise. So the PoNY O-line survives another break scare. They get to trot the D-line right back out, and it's Clark Kofer who will have pulling duties once again. Still throwing into the teeth of this wind. And that one is right in the soccer circle.
This defensive unit for PoNY has been very effective. This set of personnel.
A nice upline cut. Gets BuzzBullets a big gainer. Near sideline, it's Corono. Matsuno now. PoNY really giving up free resets at the moment.
Kichikawa looking to take advantage of that by starting to work with his legs rather than just being stagnant and taking the swing.
Matsuno resets to Kikuchi before getting it right back. And then right back to Kikuchi. BuzzBullets knocking on the door. And that throw just outside the end zone to Furtado. They sacrifice some yards on that reset to Kikuchi. And Kikuchi goes to the end zone for the BuzzBullets score. That's Corona with the goal. So BuzzBullets are able to add one to the board and make it 12-8.
Nice job there by Kikuchi, but you could really see a number of BuzzBullets players executing these quick inside throws. Difficult as a mark right after the player catches it to be able to really set up to defend that. And that's what I'm referring to when I'm saying how much easier it is to throw within the first couple seconds after getting the disc. It's something that I coach and preach offensively. Is the best time to make an important throw, a throw that's going to gain you a lot of field position or yardage, is within the first 2 seconds after catching it. That's when your mark is the most easily manipulated, when you can dictate the matchup. And it's something that Kikuchi just showed off and that a lot of these BuzzBullet players have demonstrated they're very capable of. Defense, however, has not been capable of getting that break. BuzzBullets trying to not leave this game empty-handed.
And PoNY's offense, the last couple of points, has given them opportunities to get them. It's been unable to convert. And the wind suddenly has died down considerably, as it looks like the rain we saw on the horizon is going to pass us by, at least for the moment. Keith again knocking on wood, just to ensure that that does happen for us.
Superstitious, folks.
It's Harper Garvey with it for this PoNY offense. Looking for the reset to Mickle, and he's able to wiggle free for that reset. And a big layout block. Inamata gets the D for BuzzBullets, beating his cutter underneath And so Buzz looking for the break chance, but the early throwaway gives it right back to PoNY. And Harper Garvey looking for Little downfield, but that's too far out in front of his cutter. So Buzz Bullets again, his team's furiously trading turnovers at the moment.
Let's look again at this layout block. The defense for Buzz Bullets stepping up when they need it.
Really a great play from Inamata gets wasted by Buzz Bullets. And they're looking for Inamata downfield, but never really a chance at that play as it's William Dean who gets the interception. Mickle comes underneath to Kocher. Kocher to Garvey. Very tight mark.
Garvey, an impassive expression on his face as he goes to the end zone. Overthrown, however. Garvey looks almost bored. I mean, what a flat expression. But he continues to take really difficult shots and rarely flat ones at that. Often edge throws coming in hot. Difficult throws for Garvey, and he has not really been able to get those going this game.
The PoNY offense has looked its best when it's been patient and slowly worked the disc down the field. But Garvey's gotten away from that a little bit in these last few points, and now Buzz Bullets are looking to fast break the other way.
Inamata going to the end zone.
And that's blocked away by Kocher. Nice defense in the end zone. Chris Kocher saves that break opportunity for Buzz Bullets.
Take another look. Takanori Furuzawa looked open when this went up, but Kocher closing the distance. Throws also headed towards the sideline, so not a lot of room. So there's now some discussion.
Furuzawa definitely looks to be shaken up after the play. And he'll have to call an injury substitution. Still trying to figure out if the players are discussing a potential foul call or not. You see Furuzawa down after that contact from Kocher after the block. And there will be no foul call, so PoNY will get the break chance. You hate to see Furuzawa get shaken up on that play. Puts a bit of a black mark on it. It's such an impressive play from Kocher. PoNY still looking to hold. Again, they've given themselves the full field to try to do that. Mickle rises to catch that under and immediately going downfield for Kocher with the forehand. And Kocher unable to run it down.
I don't know that Kocher thought Mickle was going to put that up, but Mickle continues to show the power.
So Buzz Bullets presented with yet another opportunity to get a break. Still 0 in this game in that field.
They were unable to generate any break opportunities in the first half, but they've gotten 7 turnovers from the PoNY offense in the second half, many of them on deep shot attempts. Katsuda takes the reset and gets it right back.
Buzz Bullets struggling to find anything downfield. They do come to the near sideline, and that's Tsugai with it before his reset.
Kenta Kawamata unmarked for a segment of time, and perhaps Kocher a little tired as Kawamata's going to work.
And that's Katsuda with a nice sliding grab on the far sideline, and he's going to hammer right across the field. Mickle giving chase, and it's Mickle who wins the disc there.
Edge control not quite there on that throw. If that doesn't turn over, maybe that gets there before Mickle can get to the disc, but once it turned over, Mickle had all the time in the world to go up, and bigger, stronger player there able to knock it away.
And Sean Keegan picks up for PoNY and immediately calls timeout, and they'll try to get these offensive issues figured out. Something we, as Keith mentioned, we didn't see at all from them in the first half. But they've gotten out of their offense a bit here in this second.
I mean, 4 of their 7 turnovers coming on deep throws. You know, all of those have been going with the wind, so you're forcing your opposition to work most of the field going upwind, something that has been difficult for teams. So you got to weigh that cost benefit. I mean, I get the sense that this PoNY offense can work it pretty effectively and doesn't quite need the deep shot, but they've remained aggressive in the second half.
And if you're going to do that, a game where you have a pretty sizable cushion, I suppose, is the game to maybe work out those deep game kinks. Especially trying to work in some new key cogs of this offense.
And it's a long tournament. These teams have plenty of games left to play, and we've got plenty left to bring you. Got an extensive streaming schedule, 10+ games. Got another camera filming games for our subscribers. ultraworld.com/live. Follow along with the action as it happens, but if you want to see everything on demand afterwards, ultraworld.com/subscribe. You can see all the subscription options for you. So we're going to be flushing the full width of the games here. We have so many games to bring you. Should be a lot of action coming from here in Blaine, Minnesota.
Should be a fun, exciting weekend, and this game has provided some good, exciting moments, some big plays from both sides. And these last several points have certainly been closer than the game score would indicate, as we see PoNY turn it over once again.
Garvey's throw just a bit wide.
Not a second half to remember from Garvey, but as yet has not cost his team any breaks. Buzz Bullets trying to get on the board in that stat, and they're going to the end zone here, and that's just out of reach of Sheba. Inamata trying to get that elusive break.
And upwind no less, but throw just a little too hot.
And you probably can't see it on your screen, but it is raining just a bit. Very light rain. That hopefully won't affect play too much. High release offhand throw from Keegan to Garvey. But both offenses really struggling on this point, and they are just not a smart throw. And Buzz Bullets get an easy turnover, and there it is, finally get the break chance. But no, it's taken off the board for a call downfield. So Buzz Bullets still held out. But just outside the end zone, it's Sheba that will have the disc once it's back in play. PoNY's able to stuff that initial opportunity, and he has to reset the disc.
Buzz Bullets hasn't exactly been deadly in the red zone, so PoNY's defense has done a nice job in this area.
It's Katsuda with the disc. Flips for the reset. He gets it right back, but Buzz Bullets still struggling to get that open space. And there the break mark opens up to continue, but just a rushed and missed throw from Kawamata, and Buzz Bullets turn it over once again in the red zone. This point is not one that will go in the Hall of Fame for offensive execution, Keith.
No, but at this rate, maybe they can get in the Hall of Fame for most turnovers. I don't know. Probably not.
I think we'd probably have a long way to go before we get there.
I shudder to imagine what the record for that is. Could have been said at the those pro championships here in Blaine that we mentioned earlier. It's another stoppage. These players have got to be gassed after this time. Even with a timeout, the team on their 13th possession probably of the game, or of the point, excuse me.
certainly not how you draw it up when you send your O-line out there, or your D-line really for that matter. Jimmy Mickle just rifling a break forehand to get a chunk of yardage for PoNY, and now they're knocking on the door. It's Garvey who resets to Keegan. And he's looking for Mickle, and Keegan, another missed throw, trying to go for that little flip high release.
7th turnover of the point for PoNY's offense. The D-line probably on the sideline a bit frustrated. Maybe happy to take a nice long break. Another timeout, this time from Buzz Bullets, as they're hoping to finally get that break. I mean, this point, this many opportunities, you got to be frustrated to see them slip by. It's definitely going to hurt your season break percentages.
And your confidence for the rest of this tournament, you would think, to struggle this much, especially in the red zone when they've been so close so many times, particularly on this point. But I think PoNY will be a little reprieved by that timeout call, as well as you saw about really the entire line with their hands on their knees after that turnover. Certainly a tiring point, exhausting, and not one that has been very well played, to be honest.
And this is an interesting tournament because you only have 3 games a day. So it's a long tournament. It's going to be a grind, even if each individual day doesn't seem that taxing on paper. But these are high-level games. There's a lot of intensity and plenty at stake here. A lot of pride, and both teams trying to work their way through kinks. It's going to wear on the legs, I think.
Definitely. You know, every point adds up over the course of a tournament. And these kind of points can have an impact, you know, at the end of the weekend when your players have to dig deep. But at the moment, both these teams are just concerned about finishing this point. Can't imagine they're looking too far down the road. But Buzz Bullets, once again with an opportunity to break, and it looked like a blind block from Little. But there's a call on the field, and Amada saying that he had possession of the disc before it was swatted down.
Either way, it seemed like almost an accident by Little, kind of hopefully throwing a hand out on this inside break. And now discussion about whether or not possession was established.
He definitely seemed to know very little about that, the throw coming from his blind side, and to the last second just swatting his hand down.
So Inamata working through it with the observer and with Little. See if we actually get a referral here. Take another look. It doesn't look to me like rotation was stopped, but it did look like Inamata had his hands closing in on the disc, so I can see how either perspective could be valid at this point.
And to me there, it actually does look as though Inamata had both hands on the disc and it stopped rotation. But as you said, Keith, really, I mean, clearly the fact that two of us see it 2 different ways indicates that it was a tough call.
Inamata does get possession, however.
And it's got to be so tough for this PoNY O-line. Obviously, your offense never really wants to play defense, and they've had to play an awful lot of it in this point. Buzz Bullets looking to strike a nice gainer. And now going to the end zone. And there, they finally are able to get that break. It's Shingo Wakaya who reels it in. It took a large number of chances to get it, but Buzz Bullets finally cap off that point with the break, and they make it 12-9.
They almost look too tired to be excited as Katsuda puts it in the end zone. Hard fought, to say the least, Daniel.
About as back and forth as you can get in a point. Both teams with lots of chances to score. Those Buzz Bullets who are finally able to eke their way over the line. And now the reward is getting able to send a new D-line right back out there. I can't imagine many of the same players will be on the line.
PoNY had almost as many turnovers at that point as they did the rest of the game.
And I would imagine their O-line did have more turnovers at that point than their O-line has had all game, yes.
That is a fair wager.
And really kind of unusual because it certainly wasn't the windiest point we've had in this game. It just seemed like a bit of a snowball effect of miscues and errors. So PoNY will send out what has been their usual D-line in this game out for the offense.
Well, they'll be used to at least going upwind. Mostly usual D-line, although they look like they've acquired the services of Kevin Norton.
But at the moment, pinned deep in their own end zone. And just able to get off that reset is Latamatis. And a nice fake to open up that inside throw. And now PoNY going downfield right away. But yet another miss on a deep shot from PoNY.
I don't mind the idea there. You throw it over the middle of the field so your receiver has a lot of opportunity. A stoppage as there's a call downfield, also a travel at the disc. Marsh keeps the disc flat, gives Kuzmowicz a shot at it, but now is the players resolve pair of calls. Game has slowed down a bit.
Certainly. And just the first game in this tournament, so interesting to see how both teams cope with this down the road. The Buzz Bullets looking to get a quick break this time, and a big layout block comes up empty. Layout catch attempt, sorry. It appeared as though the catch was made by Miyazaki, but the contact with the ground knocks the disc free.
Oh, so close to the tremendous grab from Miyazaki. Wakaya just lofting a forehand, asking his receiver to go get it, and Miyazaki comes up just centimeters short.
About as close as you can get, really, without making the play. And a bit of a fumble from Norton, maybe trying to check the throw. Not sure what happened there, but Buzz Bullets do get another break chance. They'll have a shorter field to work with this time. High release from Murata creates a collision, but it's hauled in.
Good to see laughter and not pain on the faces of the players involved in the contact.
It was Takahashi who made that catch under pressure, and I think the laughter may have been masking a bit of a grimace, but he keeps possession of the disc either way. As the rain begins to fall a little bit heavier now, and that one is dropped by Miyazaki.
Perhaps having an impact on execution levels here as we see a couple of fairly simple mistakes from both sides.
That's Kuzmowicz who works for that under. It's Marsh with it now on the far sideline, right at midfield.
Just working the unders right now. PoNY attacking that open sideline.
And Milo Snyder unleashing a big bendy backhand. And his target, Kevin Norton, is all alone. There's a call on the field. See if it'll take that goal off the board. Player discussion now to see if the call did affect that play or not.
Not sure as to the nature of what the call is. It does look like there is a foul call. away from the play, just kind of in the back of the stack. So the disc will go back. Snyder now trapped on that open side sideline.
So that call did take away the goal to Marsh. But another risky throw into the end zone, and this one is caught. So PoNY does get the score. They make it 13-9.
Well, both of those throws, while risky in some ways, also wide open targets, so the throws don't really have to be perfectly executed. You have a lot of room for error. So Latamatos able to just kind of chuck a hammer over, a bit speculative, but with 2 targets, lots of separation, doesn't have to be a perfect throw.
His receiver is able to camp under that one and field it like a punt, basically, in the end zone for the easy goal. So PoNY, just by millimeters, as you described it, Keith, surviving another break on that big layout attempt from Miyazaki, and they're able to go the other way and hold. And a break there could have made things a little interesting, make it 12-10. But with that hold, it would take a real collapse from PoNY to see this lead slip away.
So what I'd say is an upset by seeding, maybe not necessarily an upset by perception, although tough to say how people thought of this Buzz Bullets team after a year of not seeing them in action. And PoNY a work in progress.
And that one was blocked in traffic. It was Matt Lamar who was able to get his arms up. And PoNY looking to get the break right away, but another missed throw into the end zone.
Nice defense there by Kikuchi. A lot of pressure on the receiver makes the throw more difficult.
And looking for Matsuno in the end zone, and that's knocked away. The defender shaken up after that block.
Tyler Haskell with a spectacular block in the deep space against Matsuno. But upon coming down, injury looks to be to that shoulder. Haskell struggled with injuries in his career, but an athletic player. You see that on display as he gets the block on Matsuno. Take another look. Deep throw, nice and flat. Haskell has to go up early and attack that disc.
Really just an impressive bid from Haskell, sacrificing the body to make that play. That's Clark Kofer who has it in his own end zone. And a nice snag, one-handed snag by Spielman. PoNY looking to get the goal. It's Lamar with it now. He comes to the near sideline, and that's Kofer. Kofer's able to get it off the sideline. And the swing to Spielman over on the far side. Spielman is blocked at the point of attack, so Buzz Bullets will hang around a bit longer. Spielman stepping out for the lefty forehand. Not sure if you heard it before that point, and PoNY gets it right back and gets the hold. The break, excuse me. And so they will end this one as Hardcap went off on that point, and they win this game 14-9. Teams trading rapid-fire turns right at the end to give PoNY a weird little hold to end it. But they'll take it all the same. and they get the score to make it 14-9, and they start off their U.S. Open with a victory over Buzz Bullets. An impressive performance from them, especially right into half and right out of half, and those points are responsible for most of their lead.
Yeah, big run, a 4-goal run, 3 breaks over the halftime break. Took control of this game, allowed them the cushion to play sloppy late in this one. But really, that first half, a perfect half for the PoNY offense, really set the tone, I think, for this one. Buzz Bullets with work to do, obviously still working the kinks out as they're coming back. PoNY getting a nice start. This is just their 3rd win of the season, and they've got eyes on trying to reach the semifinals of this tournament.
And PoNY got off to the start they needed to do that, and Buzz Bullets will have to regroup. But that's all for us from this one after the conclusion of this first-round game of the U.S. Open. PoNY knocks off Buzz Bullets. But, folks, there's lots of Ultimate to come, so stick to ultiworld.com/live for the rest of this weekend. For Keith Rayner, I've been Daniel Prentice. Thanks for tuning in.